I'm sure you know the feeling. You spend a weekend clearing counters, purging closets, and hauling bags to the donation center. You breathe a little sigh of relief, but then life happens. And a few weeks later, you notice the clutter has crept back onto the kitchen counter. The pile of miscellaneous things is growing in the corner, and it feels like all your work was for nothing. A clutter-free home isn't a one-time project. As you know, it comes from building small, consistent habits that catch the clutter before it ever has a chance to accumulate. Minimalism can help because the less you own, the easier it is to care for. But if you're not quite ready to become minimalist, here are 7 habits that can still help you maintain a clutter-free home. Number 1, the one in, one out rule. This is the golden rule of a clutter-free home, and its power is in its simplicity. For every new item that comes into your house, a new shirt, a new kitchen gadget, even a new book, one similar item must leave. Now, this habit does 2 profound things. First, it forces you to be intentional about new acquisitions. You'll start to ask, is this thing worth sacrificing something I already own? And second, it automatically caps the amount of stuff you own, preventing the slow creep of clutter in your spaces. Number 2, the 5-minute evening reset. The clutter of the day doesn't have to become the clutter of tomorrow. So every night, just before you go to bed, reset the main living areas of your home: living room, kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. This isn't about deep cleaning, it's just about tidying up. Number 3, the donation station habit. Have one box somewhere in your home always available to put your donations into. This will make getting rid of clutter frictionless. And it will even keep you on the lookout for more things that you can put into the box. Here's how Kim and I do that. Number 4, the one-touch principle for paper. Whenever you pick up the mail or any new paper enters your home, do one of 2 things with it. Number 1, process it right away, as in do what needs to be done and get rid of it. Or number 2, place it in a folder. Then, once a week, process all the papers in that folder. That way, you'll always stay on top of the paper clutter in your home. Number 5, the physical boundary mindset. This is a great habit. It's a revolutionary way to think about your space. Instead of asking, how much of this can I store? You assign a specific, finite boundary for every category of items in your life. 1 bin for kids' art supplies, 1 drawer for plastic containers, 1 shelf for mugs, 1 shelving for sporting goods in the garage. And the rule is simple. You cannot keep more than what fits comfortably in the boundary. Number 6, the "does this make my life easier" filter. We often hold on to things out of guilt or nostalgia or some vague sense of needing it someday in the future. But a more helpful question is a practical one. As you handle your possessions, ask yourself, does this item make my life easier? Or you could even ask, does this item help me fulfill my purpose in life? And if it doesn't, get rid of it. Number 7, the leave it better than you found it practice. Whenever you exit a room, make sure you leave it better than you found it. I learned this from a mentor of mine 20 years ago, and it can totally change how you see the world and your home. So I hope you find these habits helpful. Trying all 7 at once would be incredibly difficult. But pick one that resonates with you and then practice it for a week. See how it feels. You'll probably love it because there's one thing I know to be true. You will love living in a clutter-free home. everybody, I'm really excited to announce my brand new book, Uncluttered Faith, is coming out in February. This is my first faith-based book, and I'm really excited for you to read it. I grew up in church, and I heard a lot about consumerism and why materialism was bad, but I don't think I ever heard a single sermon about how minimalism benefits our lives in our spiritual walk. And so that is the book that I wanted to write. It goes through 12 spiritual benefits of owning less. And I think it is exactly what Jesus had in mind when he invited us to follow him. You're going to love it. You can pre-order it today.